What's good? Postman, liveoffbeats.com. This gonna be another great video. I'm just updating, you know what I'm saying? Keep y'all informed, and inspired. Informed and inspired. I like that, you know what I'm saying? So basically, man, it's just I want to talk about why do we want to live off beats? Like why do you want to live off beats and why you should and why you must. So there's why you want to and then why you should, but then there's why you must. I believe it's a must for a music producer to live off his music. And I feel like that. I feel like that. And the reason why I do is because, well, you might have got my email the other day. If you're not on the liveoffbeats.com newsletter, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I dropped so much information. But anyways, uh, what happened? Oh, I was going the other day to go get some music production magazines. Do I have them in here? I don't have them in here in my office, but um, I love to just read these magazines. I mean, I love everything music, so I always like to see what's new, all the new gear. I'm a sound junkie, you know what I mean? So, um, I went to the newsstand. It was like 11:30 at night, and I didn't. First, I wasn't sure they're gonna be open. I'm like, what newsstand gonna be open at 11:30 at night? But they actually open 24 hours, and it was freezing cold outside. So I'm like, man, it would suck if someone had to work here this late, this cold. But so, anyways, I went, and it was lo and behold, it was open. Uh, and it had like every magazine. So I had grabbed basically almost every music magazine I could find about music production, even some about mixing engineering. I love it. So when I went to the counter to pay for it, the guy says, "Oh, you're into music, you know." Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, who else would spend $50 right now just getting a bunch of music magazines? Anyways, it turns out he was a bass player. He told me that he played bass, and I'm like, yo, like for real? He's like, yeah, man. He said he played actually on the 3 tracks on the first Linkin Park album. Now, if you don't know Linkin Park, they were like huge, rock group slash, a little bit of hip hop influence. Uh, Probably back in around 2001, 2002. At the time, they were like one of my favorite groups. Like that album is still top 10 my favorite albums. Period. I mean, across any genre. That Linkin Park album, I loved Linkin Park at that time, man. They were dope. And 3 of the tracks, one of my favorite tracks on the album, he actually played the bass for. So I'm like, oh man, you really? You know what I mean? So I'm like excited. You know what I mean? So we're chopping it up. He's like, yeah, man. He was actually going to be the bass player for them, but it ended up that they ended up reconciling with their old bass player. So he didn't really get the job as the bass player, which, man, that'd have been a good look. And that album went to sell like 40 million copies worldwide. 40 million. Sometimes I think I'm in the wrong genre, right? 40 million copies of a rock album. That's crazy. But and 50 Cent brags about selling 11 million, right? You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like, wow, it's a big music world out there, right? It's a lot of, it's a big world of music and a lot of different stuff selling. As producers, we can move around in any genre we want to learn. You see what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. So, anyways, he told me though he just moved in from out of town. He was working with a band. They was working on their project and whatnot, and he had to. I'm like, I'm like, damn, you work at a fucking newsstand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I know your passion is music. He was like, yeah, he told me, he said, I'm at my happiest, man, when I'm just creating, man, like creating music. And some reason that struck a chord with me so deep, man. I'm like, man, you know what? Me too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's crazy. Like, it's like we had this thing. It's like when we're making music in the studio, creating, it's like time is stopped. You know what I mean? Like there is no time. There is no nothing. There's just pure enjoyment and passion and just being excited. You know what I mean? And just not even for the completion of it, not thinking about whether it's gonna sell, but just the pure act of creating this music is man, that's what I feel like everybody's searching for, that thing, you know what I mean? And it's like we have it when we're creating this music. And so that's what we're always trying to get back to it. But then it got me thinking. I said, wow, that's crazy because, he would rather be in his studio on his bass creating music. But he's here in the freezing cold selling these magazines because he has to pay the bills. So I said, wow, that's crazy. His life would be a lot happier because he didn't seem all that happy selling these damn magazines. In fact, he seemed a little bit grumpy when other people walk up and ask for, magazines and shit. He'd be like, we ain't got it, whatever. So I was like, wow, it's like that's his purpose, you know what I mean? So it got me thinking like, wow, all these producers, all of us, that's why we want to live off beats. It's not about the money. It's about, we know what we want to do. We want the freedom, the time freedom to be able to just get in there and just make music, do what we love to do, and feel that enjoyment. You know what I mean? And that's the lifestyle a producer is supposed to have, music producer. And other people don't understand it. You know what I mean? It ain't about other people understanding it. God damn it, they're okay with what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They go to college, get a job, and 9 to 5, or whatever the fuck they do, and they excited about it. But as a music producer, our happiness comes from creating that music. And when we're not creating it, we just be frustrated. You know what I mean? Just because it's something ain't right. If you're really a music producer, if it's in you. Now, if you're just a little fad producer, just it's cool. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about guys that's really in you. You know what I'm saying? If it's really in you, if it's in you because you can't wait to do it. You spend your free time doing it. You're always doing it. You got 100,000 fucking beats just sitting on there. You got 100,000 more that ain't even finished that you ain't even looped up yet and tracked out because you're just too damn lazy. You got too excited and went over to the next beat. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how you know if it's in you. So that's why the topic is, well, what does that have to do with why we got to live our beats? Well, because we want the freedom to be able to do what we love to do. And then after we're tired of fucking making beats, then we can go out and explore the world, right? We can go out and see new things, travel, experience new experiences, and come and put that inspiration back into the music. That's the lifestyle of a producer. Now, if you have to go to work for 8 hours, do something you hate, looking at the fucking clock, that's 8 hours wasted that you could have been using to make beats, be inspired, go out and learn something new. That always inspires me, learning new things and meeting new people, and then come back and putting those experiences in the music, painting those pictures into the music. Because there's two parts, right, to being a producer. It's locking yourself in and loving the joy of creating music, and then going out and experiencing life, and you put that creativity back into your music. Hold on one second. I'm right in the middle of the video. Can I hit you right back? Alright, man. My bad. I know that's ghetto, but I'm just like y'all. It's regular. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all be looking at me like some kind of fucking. I'm not up there nowhere. I'm just like y'all. I got phone calls and shit, shit to do. I just love just chopping up what I know. So that's the whole basis of marketing, right? Learning how to do this internet marketing, and learn how to sell your beats online, all this stuff. It's not about just getting $1. It's that's what people think, and they like, well, I don't, because that's what their life is about. They go to work purely to get money. Right? That's probably why you go to work. It's purely to get money so then you can do something that you love after you get through getting the money. What I'm saying is there's another way to live. And that way is when you're living off what you love to do anyway. And this is what we want to do. And this is possible. In fact, this is the way it's supposed to be. Right? It's the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way that, we're hoping that it can be this way. This is the way it is, but we've been programmed to think otherwise. In these prison systems that they call schools, right? In intellectual prisons, they make us think in these little limited ways, and they give us disbelief in things that we want to believe in and want to do. But you believe in what everybody else want to do and can do, but you don't believe in nothing that you're trying to do, which is a weird thing, right? But it's not uncommon. I'm the same way, so I'm not saying that I'm any different. And I'm in a continual process of trying to get over that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to say, no, what's my dream, man? Fuck your dream, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Kiss my ass. I'm on my dream. Whatever I feel is possible for me, what I want to do. Because goddamn it, I got to live my life. You ain't got to go live it, so don't worry about it. You understand what I'm saying? I got to live it, so I'm about to do what I want to do. And so that's where we're trying to get to. And so that's why you want to live off beats. Because you want to be able to do what you want to do. And the money that you get on the internet, it can be automated. You don't have to get up and go work for it. You set it up, and then money starts coming in your sleep. And then you can always increase it. You can do things to make it so it's even more money and more money. Me, I'm not really, people think that I'm like a flash type person. I'm really not. I'm really a really private person, person that's really quiet, that really knows what he's trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, really, I know what I want. I don't really need a whole lot of stuff. I need sounds. Like, I'm a sound junkie. You know what I'm saying? When I make millions, I'm gonna have millions of sounds. They're gonna say this motherfucker was crazy because all I did was buy sound. I'm a sound junkie. I know what makes me happy. I love sounds. I love keyboards. I love everything that has to do with music. So that's where I spend my time and energy and money. And I love marketing. So I spend my time learning and doing that. You understand what I'm saying? It's about knowing yourself. And if you know what it is you want to do, which obviously if you're watching this video, it has to be music. You understand what I'm saying? It has to be music production. Otherwise you're watching the goddamn video. So if that's the case, that's why your purpose right now needs to be, I need to live off beats in any capacity. See, what I'm saying is, you don't see it now. I can't really tell it to you, but that's why I say get the marketing magic. Get these courses, learn this, because it's deeper than just selling a beat. You think it's just selling a beat. That's how I have to propose it to you so you can buy the shit. But then when you get it, yeah, selling the beats and making money from that is good, but now you have a skill in marketing on the internet that is so valuable. You can go out with just the knowledge you get from marketing magic. You can go out and charge people $10,000 to do their marketing on the internet because they have no clue. You can go out and do, I mean, you can take this knowledge and sell anything you want to sell. You can sell, you may come up with an idea, you know what, I got beats, but I'm also going to sell, that's why we sell drum kits, we sell loops, I sell all kind of shit, because it don't matter what you're selling, it's the marketing. It's the marketing. Once you learn that, you can sell anything. When I realized that beats were just a product, just like anything else, it don't matter what you're selling. It's the skill set of marketing and selling it that's important. But producers don't realize that. So when I say the most valuable skill right now on the planet is learn how to internet market and sell your beats, because that's just one product. But once you learn the skill set of marketing and selling, you apply it to any product. So you can make as much automated money as you want to make, because you can sit there and sell. My mentor sells, he's a piano player. So he created courses on DVDs on how to play the piano by ear and makes millions of dollars without having to do shit. You understand what I'm saying? Well, why? He loved playing the piano. He just said, okay, he was giving private lessons. He loved doing it. And he was like, yo, I could just multiply this shit, man. Well, why would I just sit here? You know, he only could do so much with private lessons. So he learned how to market, learn how to create the product, and then he sold millions of dollars worth of them. 8 figures worth. 8 figures. And he's a young 20-something-year-old dude, young black dude. You know what I'm saying? It came from nothing. So what I'm saying is the skill set of marketing, to learn how to market, you apply it to selling your beats. But then having that skill alone is worth so much, you can take it as far as you want to take it. And you can take your ideas as far as you want to take it. You may think, well, I got an idea to do this. And then you have the marketing skill set to create it. I want to have merchandise with my beats. I want to have, you know what, I want to sell mixing services with my beats. Whatever it is, you know how to formulate it into a product and sell it on the internet and market it. So that's the best skill to have right now. We live in a whole new world. We don't live in the world we live in yesterday. Live Off Beats has brought us to a new world of music production. It did. It brought a whole new world up for the music producer. I'm not saying that to brag, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. It just got to do with Live Off Beats and what God guided me to do. Prior to Live Off Beats, I was a producer just like you, just like everybody else. And I'm trying to figure out how to fucking do. There was nothing on the internet about nothing anywhere about how a producer can market itself. We were the first ones on the internet trying to sell beats, but it wasn't nothing systematic about it. And there was no real skill involved. It was just hustling. And when I was researching, I mean, the only thing you could really find about it is, the same old shit about getting on the internet, not even on the internet, take that back. Trying to find a manager and sending beats out to labels and A&Rs and just shit that's just so old fashioned and it just wasn't working. You understand? And just, get discovered one day, just keep making beats and you'll get hot and then you'll get discovered by somebody. That was the stuff that was out there. In fact, there was one ebook on music production, how to become a successful music producer. I bought it because I was searching and I read it. Same old shit. Talking about how this producer got discovered and somebody slept on some goddamn steps every day in front of the label until, with the beat CD. Just shit that you're like, man, it's 2000, it's 2000. At the time, I think it was 2002, 2003. I'm like, this shit is old. Like, it's just not working. You know what I mean? No one's, you're not going to camp out in front of a label and think you're going to get discovered, Like, that's old school shit. So, that's why I was like, let me learn how to market. I got to be a way to market. Because I remember what really propelled me to do this is when I sold a beat. See, y'all don't understand. I'm trying to tell you where this shit came from. I sold a beat. I was working at Pepsi, making $9 an hour. I sold a beat for $700. So that, you got to think about this. Now here I am, I'm doing back-breaking work every goddamn day. I'm at work at 5 in the goddamn morning. You understand? I had to drive 50 miles to work and then drive all over the goddamn city of Orange County to go to different stores stocking these goddamn Pepsis. And it sounds like some simple work, but that shit is back. Anybody who is a merchandiser for a soda company knows the back-breaking, just inhumane work that shit is, man. Building displays, taking these 12 packs and stacking them all over the goddamn place, breaking down loads. I mean, that shit was back-breaking work. And I did that for, sometimes I wouldn't get off work sometime at 12, 13 hours into the shift because, shit, soda sells. So you got 12 hours, 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening, back-breaking work. And I remember, and so my checks were like $300, $350. Now I'm probably 18 years old, so I'm like, yo, that's all right. I remember selling one beat for $700 in cash. This dude broke me out $700 in cash for one beat. And now that makes you think, right? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong damn business. If this motherfucker just paid me $700, I have to work 2 weeks of back-breaking labor, getting up in the morning just to make this $700 that I just made selling this beat to this dude, which was so easy. I drove to his house, played him some tracks. He's like, oh, I want that one right there. Here goes $700 in cash. Wrote the receipt out, wrote the little contract out, and I had $700 in my pocket. Now, that made me think. I said, wait a minute. Now, something's wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong because it takes me a full 2 weeks to see, not even that. I think every 2 weeks I was making like $600. So it took over 2 weeks for me to make this type of money. And here it is in one day, in a couple hours I spent here with one beat that I love to do anyway. I have plenty of beats. I said, how can I get, and he wasn't signed to a label. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He wasn't signed to a label. All the stuff that I was reading these books, it didn't make sense because he wasn't signed to a label. He wasn't, the next greatest artist. None of that shit. He just had his own little independent thing going. He had some paper, and he was investing in his artistry. So that's when I said, wait a minute, it's something, the way I'm thinking is not the way shit is. But when I went on the research, there was nothing out there showing me any of this shit. There was nothing. You understand? There was nothing. All the shit you see today that you're looking and you see everybody talking about selling beats on the internet and how to sell SoundClick guides, and this person got an ebook out, they got videos out, and now everybody's talking about it, and now they got my flash store players and all these other. See, that shit didn't exist. You understand what I'm saying? I started all that shit, period. I don't give a damn what nobody got to say. I started all that shit because there was none of that shit. No one even talked about how to sell beats on the internet. Nowhere. There was nowhere. There was no movement. All the shit you see, none of this existed. I'm trying to rewind your ass back to how we got to where we are today. None of this shit existed. Then I said, you know what? I need to find this out. So that's when I went on my search. 3 years. I searched for 3 years, study and learn all this marketing stuff. And that's when the light bulb started coming on, like, wow, this beats are a product. No one looked at beats as products at the time. No one was talking like that. We was just producers loving what we do, just enjoying making music. Happy to come home after work and just spend all night in the studio making music with no real way of systematically making money and marketing it. So none of that shit existed, man. And then I took and I applied that. I created my first beat site, postmanbeats.com, which did pretty good. And then I was getting hit up, and then that's, the rest of the story. The rest is history. Wrote an ebook on it, and then shit just spiraled out of control. Everybody's talking about it. Now everybody know about it, and everybody can, tell you how to do it and all that shit. But none of this shit existed before. So why are you telling me all this, Postman? What are you trying to brag? In a way, yes, I'm trying to let you know what time it is, but we live in a whole new world now. That's what the whole point of me telling you this shit is. We don't live in the world that we lived in yesterday. You understand? So the old shit that we trying to do don't apply. We live in a world now where we're connected to the whole entire world. And, we can get money from our draws. Like, when I started, I'm not going to lie to you. I went to business academies and shit when I was a kid. I did all that shit, man. A lot of people don't understand. Y'all think you know, Postman, but you don't. I got certificates and shit from business academy of business leadership, all kind of shit. So, when I was in that shit, man, we would go downtown and go and meet all these millionaires and go to these big companies. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we were always in these big boardrooms and big, offices downtown. You got to look over the city. So that was my idea of what business was. That's what I thought about when I thought about making money. That's what you saw on TV. That's, you know what I'm saying? That was the idea. You have to go and get off. Got to get big offices, have all these people doing all kind of shit. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but that's what it takes to make money. That was my idea. But that's how it was back then. Then when I fast forward, I met my mentor. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, son? You don't even have an office. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, your laptop, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, for real? It shattered everything I thought. I'm like, we really do live in a new world. And we're just getting started. It's infinite money. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. You don't have to dress any way you don't want to dress. You don't have to talk any way you don't want to talk. You don't have to go anywhere you don't want to go. You don't have to show out nothing, and nobody got to know nothing. Because it's all on the goddamn computer. You could be a normal person. That's one of the things that struck me in my mentor is that he's just a normal ass person. You would never pick him out of the crowd and say there was a millionaire. But that in our mind, that's how we think about rich people, and we think about people like there's some kind of from a different planet. It's just a regular person that's doing some shit on the internet that you should be doing your damn self. And what are they doing? They know how to market. Simple as that. It comes down to knowing how to market your product, and your product is your beats. So start there. That's why I say at least just start with your beats because you're using it in something you already love to do. You already make the product. It's easy. You ain't got to ship it nowhere. They got My Flash Store players and all kind of players where you just click and buy it and download it. The beat sells in your sleep. And so it's a great time right now. But if you don't develop the new skills that you need, like in marketing and whatnot, you ain't gonna do shit with it. You just gonna be a motherfucker that's doing the same shit you've been doing and everybody else is doing. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you learn a new skill? I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't you not just learn it, but really develop? This is the skill that you're trying to learn so you can live off what you love to do. And it is the skill of freedom. There is no other skill that I know of that's going to give you that type of freedom for you to make your music and do what you love to do. And that's why we want to live off beaches, for the freedom. We want to do it for the freedom to love what we do and wake up in the morning and be happy from morning to night because we're doing what we want to do, which is make great music and then go out and have great experiences, right, and keep our mind free. You know, when our mind gets all cluttered down with just shit that we got to do and this and that and worry and fear, we can't be creative like that. We don't live the same lifestyle as everybody else. So you don't fit into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't have nothing to do at the end of the goddamn day. They don't have great tracks that they gotta create. So they don't give a damn. They stressed out all day and not creative and whatever. They don't care because they ain't got to create nothing. So, you got to get out of the mindset that you just like everybody else, because you ain't. You got something you're trying to do as far as this music thing. Just like artists have their own world. One guy that I like to follow around on YouTube is Pharrell, because he's like, well, he's first of all my idol when it comes to music, but I look at just the way he maneuvers around, just his mindset, he moves like a producer. Like, that's, to me, is the ultimate producer lifestyle. He's always in the studio making music, or he's out, doing art, appreciating art, and thinking about you know what I mean? Like, an artsy, that's like, to me, that's the lifestyle. He's not sitting there, confined to one space, you know what I mean? And I got to do this every day, for 9 to 5 and shit. Nah, man, it's like being free. Another guy I like to follow is Jermaine Dupri. He has his YouTube channel. So, just looking at that producer lifestyle, it's like, man, to keep making classic and great music, it takes a lot of things. And one of the things it takes is not being boggled down to a structured routine 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, every single day. That doesn't cut it for a music producer. At some point you got to cut the ties to that. And it's doing that is to learn how to market. That's the skill that provides the freedom. So you have to have that skill. That's why I'm just saying, if you ain't got marketing magic, I mean, I got all kind of shit. I put out like 20 products, but marketing magic, I've seen so many consistent results with producers who got that and made changes. And I'm okay, I want to pump that more than any of them, because that's the one that I see cats getting is like, wow, they're on a whole nother level of selling their beats and selling. A lot of them branch out into other things and are selling other products now. Because they're like, wow, I can apply this to beats. Yeah, I got beats, but I want to make more money doing it. I can do other things too with it. I'm not tied down to just selling my beats. This skill applies to selling any goddamn thing. And if I want to make more money, that I can, so I can do more things, get more sounds and all that stuff. Like me, I'm a sound junkie. Like I said, I just love sound. So that's what I love to get. But other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? So that's just why I live off beats, man. You know what I'm saying? Just go live your dreams. And again, like I always say, just take one step at a time. One motherfucking step. You know what I'm saying? Just take one step. You ain't got to try to get overwhelmed and think about all this shit you got to do. We all going through that shit. Just take one step. Okay, upload the beat. I'm going to send the beat out. I'm going to learn. I'm going to read this book on marketing. I'm going to get marketing magic. I already got it, but I'm going to go back in and repetitiously go through it. You know what I'm saying? Not just one time, because, the more you go through something, the more you really start to get it. And then, and you start applying it, so just take a step at a time. That's how I try to do my days. If you want some post, I just try to look. I got so much shit to do. I got businesses and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I just okay, let me just put one foot in front of the other. And then you look up, and like I said, you don't run a whole marathon. So that's what you got to do. It's inertia. Just keep getting your momentum. So do whatever if you're done watching this video, you've wasted 25 minutes if you don't take a step right now. I'm sure you're inspired. I'm sure you're probably charged up, because I have a tendency to charge people the fuck up because I'm so goddamn charged up. So, take that step. Use all that energy right now and start moving. You know what I mean? Just take a simple, like I said, it's uploading the beats, send out a Twitter, whatever it is you've been probably putting off. You keep saying I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and you just ain't doing the shit. We all do that. So just take that step, man. All right, man. Live off beats. Love y'all, man. Till next time, man. Peace.